What's up? Good morning, everybody. It is September the 12th, and of course, markets are a little bit more active, but still kind of quiet. But we do have a potential trade coming here right now in crude oil, so let's be ready for that. Of course, we had PPI this morning, which shows that prices are not slowing and inflation is continuing. There's talk of a government shutdown. I say shut them down permanently. That'd be perfect. But in the meantime, we can see we're waiting for a potential trade here in crude. The indexes are starting to sell off a little bit. Let's see what happens. And maybe we'll get some trades there as well. But right now we need a red candle, a red bar in crude to make it an official sell. So we continue to wait, and let's see if there's any action anywhere else while we are waiting. No, not really. Okay, cool. So here we are. And of course, our stop is going to be 69.76 will be our stop, and we'll see. We want to trade it. We want to sell it at 69.12 or below. Right now, no trade yet, and it's gonna be close. Either way, right now, no trade. No trade, no trade, no trade. All right, well, we're waiting. Okay, got no trade. See, so we got to wait for the bar to close to be ready. And of course, anything else happening while we're waiting for that? And no, we're still here looking. Okay, so let's go back and wait because it will trigger eventually here. But we don't care. Remember, we're going to get short. So 69.80 is the new stop, by the way. We're getting short, so we don't care. Let it keep going up. It just gives us a better chance and a higher probability. I'm just putting my stop in now so I don't have to deal with it when it's time. I can always change it, but it's easier to adjust. In the meantime, right now, we have no trade anyways. Doesn't matter. We're still waiting for an opportunity. Right now, we had 13 or 14 or under would be where we'd be looking to sell. And let's see how it fades out here. And you can take the trade if you want. All right, and then you're going to work 110 ticks below and 120 ticks below. And then we'll see what happens. In the meantime, let's see if there's anything else to look at because we're in here right now, so there's not much else to do. Okay. All right, so we have nothing else to look at right now. Let's take a look at our normal board while we're waiting. We know we got the trade on, and I don't have to sit and stare at it. Apple did come off of that oversold area there and did bounce a little bit, which we talked about. We didn't take any official trade there, but we talked about it, that it was something to look at. Amazon is very overbought and would be a reasonable sell. Some call spreads. In fact, I'm gonna look at those right now. I'm gonna sell some for tomorrow. Okay, myself. You can put them out for next week if you want. Let me just get a look at it and see where we're at. Okay, so Amazon. So if I sell the December 13th, 85. Okay, we got one of our crude off at a profit. Okay, that was the click that I just got. Let me sell this spread. Okay, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to work the spread at 80 cents for tomorrow, the 85, 87.50. Okay, and I'm going to take my stop in crude and put it at break even now. Okay, I've got at least, depending on what contract you're trading. Okay, I've got at least $10 to $100 locked up, and I've got a free roll on the balance. Okay, and we'll see what happens. In the meantime, Amazon, I put the order in. Coin, which is doing very nicely, and we sold the put spreads on Tuesday here, the 150, 250, 150, and now we're of course at 160, so we're in pretty good shape. You could probably close it for a nice profit if you choose. Okay, you can try to let it expire worthless. That's up to you. Crowd. Okay, again, another one that we looked at. We didn't make any trade here, but we looked at it, and it still is in that oversold. All right. I am stopped out on the rest of my crude. Okay, so at the end of the day, it was a 14 tick winner approximately. So again, $14 to $140, depending on what size you're trading. Meta, okay, came off. We didn't do anything here, but we did talk about it. And one of the things we were concerned about was the very tight range that it was in, and I just felt it wasn't worth getting involved in. But it is acting. And remember, we're also looking at ways things act so we can put ourselves in the better position as well. Okay. So again, I want you to be prepared for what you're looking for to give yourself the best opportunity. Google, which we did sell, okay, and of course it is working very nicely. So you can see that if you continue to trade off a probability, you're going to continue to put yourself in the best position. Okay, it's not all going to be winners. Again, I never would tell you that. That would be stupid. But it is an opportunity that you get to look at and you get the trade off of. Okay. And I'm just taking a look at if there's anything else for us to do here, and there really isn't. We're just kind of hovering, and the volume is kind of dried up. So, okay, let's go back to here. IWM. Okay. Yesterday got a little bit oversold. And again, it would have been too quick to probably have to react to it. Again, we didn't do anything with it, so I'm not going to discuss it. I'm just looking at it. Moderna continues to go lower. Again, we thought once again that this might have been a temporary bottom. It did pop. Once again, you're very oversold. Certainly, this is a true blow off, and this is one I would certainly look at. I'm going to look at it right now. Hold on. Let's see here. Now, there's two ways to do this. Okay, you can do for tomorrow and take a chance. Okay, you can do for tomorrow and take a chance, which I'm going to try. Okay, I'm doing the 65.63 for 80 cents. Okay, or you can put it out for next week. My plan is I'm going to do it for tomorrow, and if it pays off, I'll do it again for next week. If it doesn't pay off, then I will do it again for next week either way. But I'm going to try to get it. I'm going to try to collect twice off of that trade. Okay. Microsoft, getting a little bit overbought. Not much I'd be doing here. I certainly would lean to the sell side of the market because I think that we're just waiting now to really go lower. Okay. Nugget, big rally, came off that oversold again. We didn't do anything here. We just talked about it. NVIDIA, again, very oversold last week, and look what happened. So again, if you start to understand where these markers are, again, all you're trying to do is put the math in your favor. It has nothing to do with what the news is. It has nothing to do with the debate, the election. It's got to do with what the chart's showing. Okay. That is technical trading. Nothing else should be on your mind other than where am I in the position of the chart? What phase of the market am I in? And where do I get the best advantage? And right now, with the conditions the way they are, when markets get extremely oversold or extremely overbought, you want to go to the opposite side with a safer trade because you're not looking to take huge risk. You're looking to grind it out because trading itself is a grind. Okay. The Qs, Quebec, came right off again. We talked about this Tuesday, a little bit oversold again. We didn't do anything with it. We made 2 trades on Tuesday, which we've gone over already. Square was the third one. Okay. And of course, that is also popped. So again, in this particular week, 3 for 3. But again, I'm not telling you that you're always going to be 3 for 3. This should be about a 70 to 75% win rate when you're following the strict rules of waiting for these positions to show up. Okay. The Spider, again, came off of that oversold. We had no chance to get that there. We weren't together either. So, but you can see what did happen. It actually came down to a support level and did pop again. Nothing you could do unless you happen to be watching at that moment. Tesla, very much overbought now. Probably a good opportunity. But again, remember that the range is very narrow. So what are you going to make here? But again, when you're selling premium, it's okay. Remember, if you're selling call spreads or put spreads, then you don't need the market to necessarily go in your favor. You just don't want it to go against you. And I just want to flip back here and see if I'm missing anything. And we make another shot at crude. Now you can see that we were able to capitalize, and now it's going against us, but we're already out. Okay, we've already taken the little bit of profit. Nothing to brag about, but it's certainly a little bit. And so now we're waiting and watching, and we'll see, where it goes from here. I mean, certainly it looks like it's trying to expand once again. And I think there's probably an outside chance that we'll get a trade here. So we'll stay with it for the moment. Can always go back. But anywhere else, there's really very little going on. You can see the lack of volume just about everywhere else of really no interest. Okay. So, once again, this trade requires volume and price, and we may be getting some price movement, but we're getting no volume movement. So again, what are we going to do? That's something that you always have to remember. Okay, is it's got to be to your advantage. Win or lose, the trade itself has to be to your advantage. Okay, because we know they're not all going to win, but we do know that if we continue to put ourselves in the right position, then we're going to be a high probability of winning more often than not. Okay, this is going to be very close. Okay, you can see that you've got a pocket of buyers here, and you basically crude's gone up basically about $1.20 straight. Okay, now this would be a trade we're going to look at. Now, unless it really explodes up here with the volume, it kind of concurs to what we want to do. It is not as good as what I'd normally like to have, but basing on the last 5 bars, basing on the straight up movement, I assume and expect a little bit of a pullback. So I'm going to go ahead and look at this trade. We still have to wait for the bar to close. We may get to where I want to get to anyways. Okay. We may get up there in volume anyways. We're already up there in price. We may get there in the volume. It's going to be very close. But I'm going to go ahead and shift over, okay, to the action bars, okay. And if we close at 69.30 or below, we're going to short this again here. But right now it's not there. So we're waiting, okay. Our stop is going to be, all right, this is a very interesting dynamic right now. The stop would be at 69.98. We're not putting our stop there. So we have an additional 12 ticks worth of risk on this trade from where it sits now, because we have to go past the whole number and we have to go past far enough so that we don't get scooped up when they run it. Because typically around whole numbers, market makers, which I was of one, okay, will always run the markets to pick up all those stops that are sitting around the whole number, which is why you got to go past that whole number. So our stop would be 70.10 right now, okay, because we'll never set a stop around a whole number. It just doesn't make sense. It's not prudent, okay. And of course, here we are watching. You can see that you're getting a little bit of action in here, but there's no real volume, right? We're just looking at the volume from the 1 minute, okay, which is obviously going to be a little bit misleading, okay. Oh, shit, what was that? Oh, okay. So now you're getting a little bit of an expansion here, and we'll see what happens. Okay, and we're still waiting for our crude to make a possible trade. Are these actually getting enough volume to play? No, they're not. See, this is the problem. They're not getting enough volume to play. So we have to sit back and wait for our opportunities. Okay, and crude is still not a trade on this particular bar yet. So we have to wait for the opportunity. Okay. It's not going to be one here either. So let's go back here, because now we're going to start running short on time. Win, again, still hovering down around the bottom. Okay. Really just sideways, looking for a move. I don't think there's any problem selling put spreads here. XBI came off, but we had no trade here. In Zoom, continues to go lower. It is at some support. Okay. But again, I would think that if you're a player in Zoom, just as a pure trade, I'd be a seller about 68. And let's go back to here. See what it looks like. Still no trade here. Okay, well, that's fine. Again, we're in the same position we were last time. We know we're sellers. Let it keep going up. We'll sell it higher. Okay, there's no reason for us to get in early. Okay, let us wait and be patient. Okay, and again, there's really nothing in the indexes as much as we'd like to see, and it looks like it. It's got part of what we're looking for, but the volume is really meek. So there's no reason for us to try to get too carried away when the volume is like that, because it doesn't do us any good. Okay. And I think that's something that you always want to remember. Okay. Is make sure the trade meets the parameters that you're looking for. Okay. So we're still waiting for our crude, and it's not there yet. And very close. Okay. But not not enough. Okay, so again, that's what we're sitting here watching and waiting, and there's nothing else we can do except wait. Okay, that's the game. You got to be patient. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get it here. Okay, stop is going to be 70.17. 70.17 will be the stop. Put that in now, so I don't have to deal with it when I'm trying to teach. Okay, and it looks like we're going to get the trade here. Okay, you can go for it if you want. Okay, and then again, put your orders in below. Okay, and now we're waiting to watch this, and we'll see anything else going on in the world here, and not really. Okay, we're just kind of hovering and waiting, and that's the game. Okay, that's the game that we're playing. So we sit back and we watch and we wait and we see if anything shows up here. We know we're short right now and we're a small loser at the moment. Not much else going on in the marketplace. Okay, so that's something that we sit back and we wait for. Okay, and again, that's just the game that we're playing. Okay, and again, it's patience. Okay, we're back to about break even, so there's nothing to do. We've got our orders working to cover, and that's what we do. Now it's coming our way a little bit, just a little bit profitable, but still waiting for it to come down to our position. Yeah, and just sitting, just waiting, and that's the story. Again, I can't make it happen. I can only help you and participate with you as we watch these markets try to trade. And again, it's very quiet, so it makes it a little bit more of a challenge. And again, our trade here is just hovering, slightly profitable. You know, depending on the size you're trading, from $5 to 50. But again, that's not what we're looking for. We need it to drop a little bit further. But now, because of the time that it is taking for the action that I want, okay, I am going to recommend that you take your stop now and put it at break even. And a break even stop means that you've locked in enough for your cost of trade, okay, and you can earn at worst a cup of coffee. But we're still in. We're still playing. Okay, we are still playing the market. We still have an open position. We can still make good money. Okay, we just know now that we can't lose anything. Okay, and that's the position, because it's taking so long to finish and get. You know, I would like to see it act much faster. This should, if it's right, should come down faster. Okay, and it's really just hovering around there. So now I had a choice to make, and I decided to go ahead and lock in a break-even trade at worst, which again covers my cost and puts me in position. Okay, and I'm still in. I haven't been stopped out yet. I haven't been gotten off the extra one yet. And that's something that you have to watch and wait for, and we'll see. In the meantime, as we get closer, okay, as we get closer to the end of our time together, you may want to take the profits. You've got about 5 or 6 ticks, or you can let it run. I leave that up to you. Just be careful. Again, it's still kind of slow. It's still kind of pesky out here, but you have your orders working. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday. But remember, I do the Market 120 every morning as well. And until then, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.
Capitalize on stock market uncertainty this coming election. When most see disaster in the headlines, informed traders see dollar signs. Elite traders have embraced market fear for decades, and now you can too. Join us at our exclusive Fall Tradier Virtual Summit, sponsored by SIBO, on Wednesday, September 18th, 2024 at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Claim your seat at summit.tradier.com before registration closes.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.